Oh, hey there, pretty girl. I didn't see you there. Welcome to Mango Tea. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me today, and let me introduce myself to you. My name is Steven Mango, and I'm a drama channel that spills the tea on influencers and all your favorite YouTube stars. So if you'd like to stay up to date on all my videos, please make sure to go down below, hit that red subscribe button, and turn on your bell notifications, and you'll get an alert whenever I release a new video here on Mango Tea. Now today's video is part 3 to the series that I'm doing on Call Her Daddy versus Barstool Sports. If you didn't see my last 2 videos, they were all released in the last day or two, even today being the second video that I'm releasing since the tea just keeps on spilling here and we have more and more new updates. So we're going to be getting to that, but again, if you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, what the Call Her Daddy podcast is, and you are totally confused, pause this video, go down below on my channel, and start with the very first video I did, which I'll also link down below just to make it easier in order for the video so you guys can follow. If you want to stay up to date on all this tea, whether you are a Daddy Gang member or whether you have no idea what that is, this is really juicy, piping hot tea. So if you guys like drama, this is over a successful podcast, over millions of dollars, over so many different things. There's a lot of different twists and turns. So if you want to hear the full story, then I have a video which outlines everything from the inception of this podcast all the way through the journey of becoming #1 on iTunes to the ultimate demise. And then earlier today, I would say around 10 a.m. this morning, Jeff and I actually sat down right here on this couch and we did a legal analysis. So if you guys don't know who Jeff is, he's my husband and he's an attorney who actually has been keeping up with this drama with me. And he's been talking about all the legal ramifications that the Call Her Daddy podcast is facing against Barstool Sports, if Barstool has claims against the girls or if the girls have claims against each other, and there's just so much with regard to the intellectual property. So I actually have an attorney debunk all of that, so that's also going to be linked down below. And then if you have already seen those, thank you so much for watching and welcome to part 3. And basically I was preparing to take a couple hours to myself or just having a day off because I was up editing the video with Jeff since like 2 a.m. I was up doing that video, so it takes a lot of work to make these videos. But then when I was resting and trying to get a little bit of a beauty nap in, I saw that Sofia Franklyn, aka the co-host, who's also kind of the bad guy in this situation from how she's being painted by Barstool, again, up until this point, the only thing that we heard was from the the CEO of Barstool as well as the founder of Barstool Sports. They put a podcast episode up on the Call Her Daddy feed, which was Dave Portnoy's side of all of this different drama. And he spoke out and that kind of set off the fire, if you will. And that's when the whole internet and everyone into a whole uproar wondering what is going on with this Call Her Daddy podcast. Now, of course, over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of different people speculating what's going on. Are they trying to leave Barstool? Basically, a lot of people are wondering what was going on, and now finally we have some answers to a lot of these different questions. Now, we didn't hear anything from Alex or Sofia, and I think a lot of people were feeling betrayed and they weren't sure what was going on and like why aren't the girls actually speaking up or saying anything when all these accusations are coming out. I know that if they're possibly considering legal action or if Alex is trying to broker a deal with Barstool Sports, they're probably not going to come right out and start issuing statements or anything until they're kind of clear on different things. So I was actually really surprised when Sofia went on her Instagram story, and it was about like a 3-minute Instagram story, which I'm about to show you, and I'm going to give you all my commentary on it. So before I actually dissect all of it, let me show you that, and then after Sofia released this Instagram story I'm about to show you, then Dave, the Barstool guy, actually goes and makes a video on the Call Her Daddy Instagram page and talks about what Sofia said in her Instagram story. So again, guys, there's so much juicy drama and tea and things just keep coming out about this, so there's so much to say. But first, let's get right on into Sofia's Instagram story since I know that's why you guys are here, and then we'll discuss.
Okay. There's been a lot of crazy shit being thrown around, and some of it is true, some of it is false. I'm going to be 100% open and honest with you guys. Alex and I created Call Her Daddy together. March of 2018, we created it, the two of us. And at that time, we were best friends, roommates, arguably like sisters. Daddy Gang, you know, you've been there from the beginning. Then we took the show to Barstool Sports. Did Barstool Sports help blow up Call Her Daddy? 100%. After some time had passed, Alex and I then both decided we wanted to consider some other options for multiple reasons. One of them being for the benefit of the Daddy Gang, believe it or not. But we did. And do we regret the way we went about it? Absolutely. We could have handled it differently. But we still wanted to work something out with Barstool, hence the meeting with Dave. And after the meeting with Dave, that's when negotiations started with both Alex and I to get a deal done. This is where the story gets extremely fucked up. I found out that Alex had gone behind my back and to get a deal done. This is where the story gets extremely fucked up. I found out that Alex had gone behind my back and done something. And I found out it wasn't the first time. And that's why we're here. I trusted Alex. I feel betrayed. But ultimately, she was my best friend, and that doesn't change overnight. And I'm willing to do Call Her Daddy. I really am. I just can't do it under the circumstances that she wants. I can't do it while she's demanding that she controls the show. I don't want to be like her employee. We are partners. We've always been that way. We've always been 50-50. And so it's putting me in like an extremely tough position. So here we are. I do want to tell the Daddy Gang how much I love them, especially the ones that have stuck by me during all of this shit. I can't even put into words how much it has meant to me. Thank you. And I just remember when I quit my job for all of us to become a family or a gang or whatever, and I will be eternally grateful.
Now, before I break all this down for you guys, I wanted to actually show you Dave's emergency press conference and show you what Dave had to say about Sofia's Instagram story, and then we're going to discuss and spill all of the tea.
And I know I'm on the Call Her Daddy feed, so you're probably like, what the fuck's an emergency press conference? That's when I feel like I have something important to say or to respond to something. I break in and do it. So here we go. I'm sure most of you guys saw Sofia on her Snapchat story has finally responded to all this madness. And she said a whole lot of fucking nothing. Like literally nothing. Didn't even mention Soup Man. It felt like to me, she was just getting ready for a lawsuit, gearing up for a lawsuit. And to be honest, that's the vibe I've had from her and her lawyers and William Morris and probably Soup Man for the last 2 weeks. Like she fucking said she was going to sue us for the Call Her Daddy IP when her and Alex were still a team. It's like, what do you mean? Like, how's that fucking possible? So that's what it sounded like, trying to say she owns 50% of it, even though Barstool owns 100% of it. But whatever. She didn't really dispute anything that I've said, and how can you? It's easy to make good arguments when you have the truth on your side. That's why I always like to tell the truth, because I can be like, bing, 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 bing. I have all the fucking, as the girls, I've learned it. I have all the tea. I guess that's what you guys call it. I spill the tea. I fucking guzzle the tea, and I go and spit it all over the place because I'm telling the truth. I get it. I'd probably be mad too a little bit if I was Sofia and Alex. I mean, they were a team. They were both getting ready to stab me right in the fucking face. And then I do that awesome deal on my roof deck. And then Alex comes to her senses like, wait a minute, we can't bail on this. It's such a fucking good deal. They're giving us more than what we want. They're giving us everything we could dream of. Sofia won't do it because Soup Man was definitely involved in my mind. I don't have the fucking proof, but you know it. In getting that Wondery deal that we know was there to call the show The Fathers and fucking leave Barstool. So Alex is like, I can't do it. She can't convince Sofia to leave because Sofia is with Soup Man and they're just walking down the street with fucking that big old head on fucking Soup Man. And Soup Man's like, how'd I get a girl like this? Yeah, exactly, Soup Man. Fucking go quote Walt Whitman. So yeah, Sofia's mad because she's like, wait a minute, how can you pull out at this point? Well, Alex has to look out for number one at some point. It would have been a fucking disaster if you guys just bounced and went to Woundry. You think I was just going to fucking take that? It would have been World War III. Instead, you got everything you wanted, could leave in a year. That's where Alex was smart. And let me say this. If the deal was going to get done, as Sofia's like, I want to be at Barstool, I want 50% of it, then the deal would have gotten done. It would have gotten done on the roof deck. It would have gone that night. What happened? Why was no one talking to us for 3 days? Because they were moving the goalpost. Team Superman was. At least that's what I believe to be the case. And you can't really be like, oh, I want 50%. I'd love to be at Barstool. That only started happening when the other thing fell through because Alex left. I feel bad for Sofia in a way because I guess I got such a big fucking heart. But, you did this all yourself. You can't cry about getting stabbed in the back when you were stabbing us in the back. And I have all the text telling her that. It's like, what do you want me to do? It's like you were getting ready to fuck me over. Now you want me to be like, to Alex, like, no, she can't come back without you. It's like, well, you should have thought about that before you're trying to fucking stomp on my face. So again, I think everything I said is the truth. I bet we're going to get a lawsuit. And we're still working out. Who knows what happens with Alex? And I've said this, by the way, a gazillion times. And I don't know if I just said a minute ago. My brain's falling apart. If Sofia came to us first and was like, hey, Alex won't sign this. She has some boyfriend she's in cahoots with and they just won't see the light. We would have done the deal with Sofia. We didn't have preferential treatment. We just played the cards we were dealt. But like I said, this whole thing's so fucking crazy. Honestly, if I had advice for somebody who's been doing this for 17 years and not some fucking suit who quotes Walt Whitman and says he's not on social media, just let it go. You lost. You fucked yourself. And if she still wants her own podcast with Barstool, I'll give it to her. I'm a friendly guy. We'll give it to her. We'll support it. But you lost the call her daddy battle by being an idiot and listening to bad fucking advice.
So very quickly, Jeff actually wanted to come on here and say a couple different words. He's down in the basement where he has his office, and he just wanted to say a couple different things after he saw Sofia's video. So this is what Jeff had to say very quickly. Jeffrey, what's your legal opinion about Sofia speaking out and breaking her silence on all the Call Her Daddy drama?
What legal opinion? There's nothing. There's been no court filing. She just looks as scared as a rabbit.
So thank you, Jeff. And now for what I have to say about all of this. I think, like I was trying to hint at earlier, I feel like Sofia just wasn't prepared to go and sit down on camera and make this video. I think it might have even been good for her to maybe wait a couple days, because I know what it's like to be in the center of drama, being on the drama channel. And you guys know I've had my fair share of scandals on YouTube and stuff like that. And if you jump on camera in the midst of having everyone throwing you down and tweeting you and Instagram and videos, and you have your boss, aka Dave Portnoy, coming on camera, and you have the CEO of Barstool, and you just feel like your whole world is crumbling, and you feel as well hey, my podcast is now being taken away from me, all my hard work. I feel like for Sofia to go and make this video, it's very important, because this could determine how her career goes. Is she going to go down the route of being able to make right by her viewers and by Barstool and by Alex and everything like that, and kind of get herself back in the co-host chair of Call Her Daddy? Or is she going to kind of half-ass it and make a video and not really address what people are actually asking? Now, like I said in my other videos, I don't necessarily have bad blood myself against the girls or about Alex or about Sofia or even about Barstool or anything like that. I'm trying just to present this to you guys, and I like both of the girls, and I can kind of see it from everyone's perspective on this. So that's why I'm not very quick to jump down anyone and try to say 100% on anything yet, because Alex still hasn't really said anything. I don't really have all of the missing pieces here completely compiled together to be able to have a more well-rounded view on this. And as you guys know, Sofia is kind of the bad guy in this situation. But on the flip side, Alex was there with her trying to broker a deal at another company. So it's not like Alex is really 100% innocent. She was just smarter to go back to Barstool and say, hey, you presented a better offer and I want to stay here and honor my contract and being able to renegotiate at a better rate for myself. So you kind of can't blame her for that. But when it comes to Sofia, I feel like she needs to kind of roll it back in here, reconceptualize what she wants to say, and then she has to put it on her platform. She has to put it on the Call Her Daddy feed. She has to put it on a YouTube video or somewhere where it can be mass seen, besides just watching and clicking through some Instagram stories, and then it's going to disappear in, what, 24 hours? So I feel like she needs to think and write down actual notes. Like, we have to talk about Soup Man, we have to talk about Dave Portnoy, we have to talk about Alex, we have to talk about what happened really, like, with our relationship and the friendship, and how things ended up going sour at Barstool to where she was willing to renegotiate the deal. Now, we all know that Sofia's boyfriend has bad blood with Barstool, so was he trying to get himself involved in this deal with trying to get Sofia to leave Barstool because of HBO's own issues with Barstool? And if that's the case, then Sofia, I think, should actually be honest and talk about that. I don't think she has to be as loyal to him as, like, yes, she should be to her boyfriend or, you know, maybe a future husband one day. But on the flip side, if even my own husband was willing to go and harm my chances of making millions of dollars, I might say, hey, you know what? He was wrong in how he dealt with things, and I'm going to go and be the bigger person to say, I messed up by trusting this person, or whatever it would be, right? You kind of can't just let someone else go and ruin things for you when it was an effed up thing to try to go sell a show that's not even available on the market and try to broker a deal and be, like, underhanded to Barstool. So I feel like Sofia really needs to kind of, like, bite her tongue a little bit, even if she feels that she was right in some ways or she didn't really do, like, wrong or whatever. She needs to be like, hey, I messed up. I'm willing to make amends to Alex, to Barstool, and try to see what we can do, because in this video she didn't really address anything, so it just still seems like she might be hiding something, or there's something she isn't willing to tell us, and she doesn't address anything of substance to what this is being like. It's in the public eye right now. This is your chance right now, and even if you have to wait a day or two to kind of collect yourself so you're not as emotional, I've had to do that on a lot of different videos on my channel and say, hey, it's not coming from a place where I could be level and clear-headed because I'm just, like, so clouded in the emotions. People are doing TikTok dances and videos and tweets, and I know how overwhelming that is. And I don't actually go and witch hunt anyone on my channel anymore, or not that I ever really have, but I just feel like now that I've experienced it without people really hearing my side, wait for Alex to speak, wait for Sofia to maybe elaborate more, see all the sides, and then come to your own conclusion, because it's not fair to someone to go and make them the enemy, make this person feel like crap when we don't even really necessarily know what's going on. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from when I say all that, because I know this is not necessarily what you guys probably want to tune in to hear. You guys want me to be like, F Sofia, and, like, bury this girl and let her go and, you know, make a podcast out of her bedroom while Alex is this, like, huge successful podcast host. I do see it from her side, and I see it from Barstool's perspective and the perspective of Alex, because Alex, again, she's like, hey, this is my friend, but hey, I'm not going to miss out, and I'm not going to have a loyalty to my friend when my friend isn't willing to be fair and compromise because of her boyfriend's HBO suit position. So again, what does Alex care about what Sofia's boyfriend has to do when this is Alex's career? She's worked hard. And this is really technically kind of like her show that she had from the very beginning. And she was the one who initially met with Dave Portnoy in order to get the deal for Call Her Daddy. So I feel like Alex, if anything, is one of the most crucial elements to the show, where Sofia, yeah, she's contributed to it very well. Even my husband loves Sofia more than Alex when we'd listen to episodes together and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different elements and pieces and different things to consider for this. I really do think that Sofia really needs to think really hard about this, because what she decides to do from here on out for the next couple days or weeks, she needs to really strategize this appropriately, maybe hire a crisis management publicist or work with her talent agents or do something to try to salvage this for her. I think that right now too, as I've been thinking about it, think about from Barstool's perspective too. If they bring Sofia back with Alex, think of the sky high number of listeners that they would get if Sofia came in on the deal. yeah, maybe in a couple months, whatever, Sofia can go off, or Alex could, or they can bring the show somewhere else or whatever. But I think as a short-term strategy for Barstool, I think it's actually good if they brought in Sofia again. I think it'd be good for the show, it'd be good for the ratings, it'd be good for any sort of potential drama for Alex and Sofia to talk about whatever feud they had, about any potential fallout with Soup Man. I think that would be actually very entertaining to listen to, and I think it would be better for the show. I think other people are like, well, Alex could bring in like a rotating co-host all the time. She could bring in another Barstool girl, or she could bring in MILF Hunter, which I'm telling you why they don't think that would work. And there was a lot of different talk on who should be the co-host. Tana Mojo, but I explained why Tana Mojo wouldn't be a good co-host, because they had a lot of drama with Tana Mojo because Tana didn't show up to an episode to record with them months and months and months ago. So there's been a lot of speculation on who should replace Sofia. I think, yeah, Alex could do that, but I think the show would actually be better if both of them were back doing it again. I don't think it would be as big of a hit if they brought in someone else, because the dynamic in the show has already been established with Sofia. Now, the issue with MILF Hunter is, I heard allegedly, I don't know how true it is, but that Alex and MILF Hunter have some sort of beef because his identity actually got leaked after they did the whole MILF Hunter episode. He wore a ski mask when they were recording and filming little things, but I guess the Daddy Gang went and actually found out who MILF Hunter was. And again, when you're talking about sex and different things like that, and talking about banging all these girls, it's probably not going to look good if you have another job, or just for your own personal reputation. Maybe he's dating someone, or I think everyone's, again, they should have their privacy if that's what they would so choose. But then again, you're going on a hit podcast and you're being anonymous. People are going to want to know who you are when you're talking so aggressively in a way about your sexual conquest, right? And I think people just were interested from a fan perspective. Now, I actually went on his Instagram and his Facebook page or whatever, and I saw that he is listed now as a content creator with Barstool. I guess he was actually working for Barstool, and Alex and MILF Hunter, that is, were friends, but I saw that he had like some behind the camera type of gaming type of job or something like that, and now he's going to try to transition to being like an actual content creating producer. So I'm curious to see what actually becomes of that, and if they actually do have a friendship. But I think apparently MILF Hunter was mad because Daddy Gang came and found out his identity, or maybe Alex kind of gave some hints, or I don't really necessarily know about all of that, but I just heard that they were really not on good terms. I could be wrong about that, so don't take that as 100% truth, but that's why I don't think that would actually maybe ever work. And he's also at Barstool in a different position, so I don't really necessarily know. Maybe he'll come on again, maybe things are going to be okay, but I heard that there was bad blood between him and Alex. So, I mean, I'm kind of curious what you guys think about all of this. I would like to hear Sofia actually address all the claims in detail. I don't think this video is enough to salvage her career, to salvage the podcast. I think that she was kind of hinting to and being like, well, you know, she was my friend Alex, and it's not that it just goes away overnight. So I think she was trying to allude to the idea that maybe there is a chance that they could be friends again. Maybe that Sofia is willing to talk with Alex and trying to see what they can do about bringing her back onto the show. I'm sure now that all the deals crashed with Wondery and everything, she's saying, hey, $500,000, sign me up, put me back in, even if it's at a lower rate. I'm sure that she now realizes that this, what happens to a lot of people too, is they get cocky and they think, oh, I'm the celebrity, I'm the star, I can go somewhere else, or someone will offer me more money. Then you have $0 and you're like, okay, I'll come in for the 6 figures because, hey, especially during coronavirus, not like there's tons of people throwing around $500,000, $1 million on things when the world is just so uncertain. It's not really the best time to try to get this multi-million-dollar deal when people can't even go into the office, they can't record like normal or whatever. But people are home though too on the flip side, and they're listening to content like this. So I think if there is new content, people are at home listening versus being at work or whatever. So there's also that sort of negotiating way that they could try to get a little bit of money from people being home and having more available time to consume content online or through podcasts. I think that if anything, Sofia should take a deal with Barstool to produce her own show with them. I think that she might not want to, given how they've been mocking her and humiliating her, but I think Barstool sees that it would be profitable And on Sofia's side, if she's listening or watching this, I think that she can say to herself, well, you know, if Barstool already blew up Call Her Daddy and they're already invested in all this drama and the podcast and everything, maybe they could bring a lot of eyeballs and views. It is a marketing thing after all. If you don't get people to tune in and listen through maybe drama, maybe other things. You know, people like me, I wouldn't be sitting here making a 3-part series. I'd be lying in bed right now just like enjoying my time to myself. I wouldn't be talking about Call Her Daddy, Alex or Sofia or Barstool. So this actually is bringing more attention. I think that Sofia really needs to think about it too, because it's not like she can go back to like her regular job. Like she can be able to go to a financing job after she's talking about the Gluck 9000, you know what I mean? So I think that if she wants to continue being a content creator and making podcasts and shows, monetizing and capitalizing on this, I would just highly advise her not to try to sue Barstool, to try to work things out. And I know what it's like to have to go back to someone and be like, you're right. Go back to an employer or someone and say, hey, you know what? I did something totally underhanded, and so did Alex. Let's be real about it. She did too. So if she's able now to have been granted some type of forgiveness by Barstool, then maybe, Sofia, there's some type of chance and hope for her to come back on this podcast. So I will be breaking any new developments on this for you guys. Let me know your thoughts and what you think about this Instagram story that Sofia did. Do you think that this granted her any sort of forgiveness by you? Let me know in the comment box down below, as well as what you guys thought about Dave's emergency press conference on Sofia's video. If you guys haven't already, like I've already said, go down below to check out the legal analysis on all the legal issues with Call Her Daddy, as well as the overall breakthrough 30-40 minutes from start to finish. That was also posted yesterday, so check that out as well if you guys are as interested and invested in this Call Her Daddy drama as I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.